the forum this evening. This is an awesome opportunity for Modesto Junior College to truly put community into the college. Even though we are referred to as Modesto Junior College, we are a community college, and that's what we're all about, is community. This opportunity tonight is for both the community and our students, which are also part of this community, to be involved in the political process, an opportunity for them to hear the candidates here this evening, and I can assure you some of the hardest questions will probably come from the students. That would be my guess. And so I know it's going to be a great evening. And so with that, I would like to introduce our candidates tonight. To my left, Mr. Brad Hahn. Mr. Armando Ariolo. Next, Bill Kozlowski. And Jared Marsh. And I'm sure you're going to have an enjoyable evening.
Alright, we're going to start with Juan. Forbes magazine recently ranked Modesto as the fourth most miserable city in the country. Do you agree with this ranking, and what steps would you take to improve Modesto's image and livelihood?
How long do I have?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Well, in one way I do agree, and another way I don't. Many of these polls that are put out are for large metropolitan areas, and Modesto would never fare well even if everything was perfect here, because we don't offer a lot of the services and amenities because we live so close to San Francisco and Sacramento. So based on that, I don't agree with that. However, we have a lot of problems here in Modesto, and I think a lot of what this mayoral candidate forum and the future selection of mayor has a lot to do with what we're going to do about that. I really feel like we have accepted mediocrity in Modesto. We're a valley town, and if you go up and down the valley, we kind of accept what's the hand that's dealt to us. And I believe that we need to push through that, and that's what I believe this is about. Leadership. It's about taking it past where we're used to crumbling under public criticism for trying to do something that's right. We need to push forward and do that and go through it and actually change the way we think about ourselves. I think that is one of our biggest issues that we have is we are willing to accept what other people say about us. I would love to. I travel, and I've been on a lot of airplanes, and you say, where are you from? Well, I'm from someplace close to San Francisco. You know, and you go through that whole process, and then they find it's Modesto, and then they talk all about Modesto. But I would love to get on an airplane and someone would say, we understand you're from Modesto. That's a great place because you don't just sit back and let your problems happen. You do something with it. You actually are trying to make the place a better place to live in a community. And I believe I think that we have all the chemistry, all the makeup, all the people to do that. We just have to lead and get through that in our community.
Thank you. Mr. Ariella, some question?
Well, as a community outreach, I fully agree with it. We have community projects, and they can resort to Modesto Junior College for programs for youth, and so you can help the youth along like the way we're helping in economic recovery here. But through a budget cut, right now at a certain time, I don't believe that you're going to be able to meet the standards that are required or mentioned on there. But it'll pick up again. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Zalaki?
When you asked the question, there was an echo right here, and I could not hear the first part of it. Will you please restate the question?
No problem. Forbes magazine recently ranked Modesto as the fourth most miserable city in the country. Do you agree with the ranking, and what steps do you plan on taking to improve Modesto's image and livelihood?
Modesto's image is a tale of really two cities. It's the worst of cities for some, and yet the best of cities for some. We have intrinsic problems within Modesto that date back decades, but we don't have to remain with the negative image if we look internally at some of our great assets that we have in Modesto. One of the reasons that I'm running for mayor is I believe Modesto is on the threshold of change. The opportunity exists for Modesto to pull itself out of the doldrums of what it used to be and over what it can be. See, I see Modesto not as the 20th century problems that it's living with now, but as the beginning of the 21st century. It's truly a 21st century town, if we want it to be that way. Opportunity can exist in Modesto if we change our direction and change the way we operate this town and prepare this city with a different kind of education, a stronger education to what's currently the kind of education we should have. And then look at our assets differently. Modesto has some unique assets. We had, and still have to a smaller degree, a great opportunity to build a downtown atmosphere, a place where you can go and enjoy sort of the town center of the opportunity of traveling in towns of Mexico, a fifth the size of Modesto. And they have a downtown town center where things happen, a lifestyle. And it doesn't have to always be around nightclubs. So Modesto's on that threshold. I see Modesto in the future as being that great city that it should be.
Thank you, Mr. Marsh. Same question.
Modesto, regardless of what Forbes says, is just a great city. Forbes is wrong. We have our warts, we have our problems, and we have problems that we really do need to solve. And I really think part of what needs to be done is to have a leader with vision. We've had some good leaders, but we haven't had a vision, and a vision put out to the public, and have the public bring along and buy into that vision. I believe the mayor needs to be not just a leader, but a cheerleader, and I plan to do that when I become mayor. I think that we need to make Modestans realize how great it is, no longer getting on the plane and saying I'm from Central California or inland from San Francisco, but saying I'm from Modesto. It's a great city and you need to know it. Everybody that comes here and hasn't been here is just surprised by how wonderful this city is. It always exceeds their expectation, and we need to let the world know that. Let the world know how great this city is. I own McKinley Bowl. The bowling industry has not always had the greatest image also, and we have worked hard. I was part of the leadership in the 90s to change that in the bowling industry, and I think that same kind of attitude that we are better than what you think needs to be brought out, presented to the world, and let them know how wonderful, how great Modesto is, while we try to solve the problems that we do have.